just tell me kind of how you're feeling in anticipation of this school year beginning.
I have mixed emotions. I'm definitely very excited to start the new year, to start kind of going back into a routine, a sense of normalcy. I'm excited to meet my students. I just wish I could meet them and having them physically come in the classroom instead of them come into our virtual classroom. So I'm just nervous on how that's all going to run, making sure that parents are there to help their kids, or if they're at a daycare center like my daughter is, that the daycare center is helping them out. The internet goes smooth. We don't have any interruptions. Just kind of things like that. How it's actually the logistics of teaching online. That's what I'm anticipating. I know how to teach in the classroom and have them come in with me. So it'll be interesting to see how it all works out online, teaching them, keeping them engaged, and making sure every student is reached. That's also another concern of mine, because some of my students I know for sure don't have computers, and they are coming in. We just don't know exactly when. So I just feel so bad for those parents, because they've reached out to me and they're super concerned and nervous on how their child's going to get an education as well. So those are just all my thoughts swirling around in my head.
Yeah, there's a lot going on, and this is also going to be pretty different from what you guys were doing in the spring, right? This is like a lot more comprehensive.
Yes, it will be totally different. We'll be required to be meeting live every single day with the students, and it's going to work bell to bell, just like as if they were in class. So I love that. I'm just also nervous, especially with my younger kids. I have the kindergarten, the 5-year-old little babies. That's going to be hard for them to physically sit at a computer and listen to me teaching. They can do that on a video game, or, I've seen my daughter sit on her tablet and things like that, but an all-day affair is going to be different. So we're going to be doing a lot of brain breaks, a lot of movement as much as we can. But yeah, it will be structured as if they were physically in school. So I like that, because I know the parents were concerned last year. They were like, I can't teach them, I can't do this. And they're trying to work from home and do all this. And so I totally get that responsibility was a lot on them. So at least hopefully that takes it off of them and more onto us, which is what we do. That's our jobs. And hopefully they kind of feel a little less stressed that we're teaching them. They just may have to follow up and help them with an assignment or things like that, or logging in or logging out. But yeah.
And like you said, you have the little babies, the kindergartners, and
Yeah.
so much of kindergarten is an experience for the parent too, the walking them in and getting them settled, and that whole experience. I know you're experiencing it with your own daughter too. So talk to me about that a little bit, the challenges of doing all of this virtually.
So the challenge definitely, like you said, is missing out on that first day of school, walking them in. I mean, I still plan to, do the first day of school pictures with my daughter, and I still plan to, make it special for her as she goes into her classroom and things like that. But that is what's challenging, because some of those experiences that you not take for granted, but I figured I would never have to experience this. When my daughter's old enough, she'll come to school with me, and that's how it's going to be. And now it's not. I mean, it's nice. Some parents are able to stay at home, so they are kind of experiencing their first day of kindergarten and what it would look like in a classroom too. They're kind of with them the whole day, as opposed to just dropping them and leaving and then wondering how the day went. So it's just going to be definitely a different type of very first day of school experience for everyone.
And what are your thoughts about the fact that it looks like you guys may be coming back sooner than expected?
It's, again, mixed emotions. I believe that students learn best in the classroom, because we have all the materials, the tools, hands-on, just sitting with the other students, socializing, all of that stuff is what is needed for kids. The concern is following those CDC guidelines and making sure all of the kids are safe, that they're wearing their masks, they're staying 6 feet apart, they're washing their hands. So it's going to be a constant, not struggle, but it's just a constant kind of battle, making sure that I'm still teaching, but I'm making sure that they're staying safe. Whereas before I didn't have to make sure that they weren't 6 feet apart. They could all come join me on the carpet and read a book. Now it's going to be more me standing up, reading a book, and my class will be kind of spread safely around the classroom. So that keeping them safe is going to be our main concern and main focus, as well as educating them too.
Has it been weird just prepping for the start of the year and like prepping your classroom knowing that at least in the beginning, you're not going to see students come through the door?
It is strange. At first I was setting up my room as if they were coming in, and then I started to have to realize they're not coming in just yet. I need to make sure that my space for virtual learning is set up and warm and inviting instead of my classroom setting, for example. And now that we're setting up kind of for both simultaneously, we're kind of setting up a virtual setting, making sure our boards are, nice and welcoming wherever you choose to sit and do your teaching. But now we have to also are planning ahead to make sure that our classrooms are ready for those kids to come in when and if we do open schools.
So much to consider, right?
It is.
What's your message to the parents, the parents especially of your students, and just in general right now as they approach day one?
In general, I would say I'm going through it as well, because I am also a parent. My daughter is starting kindergarten, so I'm experiencing both. I'm experiencing the teacher side and I'm experiencing the parent side, and what you're really missing, but also how it's just going to be a different type of first day, a different type of first couple of weeks in school. It's just looks different. It's not going to, doesn't mean that it's bad or anything. It's just, we're going to stay positive. We're all doing this together. We're all kind of learning at the same time, and just having a positive attitude around your kid, because I know that's hard when everything is coming at you and you're feeling stressed and overwhelmed, but you don't want your little ones to feel that way. You want them to feel like this is normal. It's a little weird that I'm going on the computer, but that's okay. This is how I'm staying safe, and I'm still going to get an education. I'm still going to see friends on the computer. So just kind of really just taking it day by day and staying positive, and just know that the teachers are working alongside with you, and we're here to support you and be there every step of the way.
Yeah, what do you want people to know about just how hard you guys have been working?
Throughout the summer, we had different PD, which is professional development, assigned to us that we could pick and choose what we wanted to do that would best interest us and help us with our own class. So we've been doing those online virtually. And then just when we were allowed to come back into the classroom, just really getting it set up so it's comfort and warm and inviting through the computer as well, and not just over, not just like a blank screen or anything like that. So we've been working to do that, working to really connect with each and every one of our students and their parents. Setting up, we did our virtual Meet the Teachers, and then we set up one-to-one Google Meets, especially because, like I said, I have kindergarten, so most of these parents have no idea. They didn't do distance learning in the fall or in the spring, so they didn't really know what a Google Classroom was. What does this tile mean? So I set those up and working one-on-one with those parents, sharing the screen, showing them how to do this and where they're going to find different information. So that way they can also feel confident that they can help their child and they know what I'm saying to them. We sent home little like kindergarten kits for them. So that way, if I say, open up your calendar folder, they have that, and, just little things that will make them feel as if they're still in the classroom with me.
I mean, it sounds like you guys are just, I say you guys because I know there's so many teachers that
all working together.
Yeah, that are just as passionate as you are, just doing everything you can to make this a positive experience.
Yes.
Now, is your daughter going to school at Hammock Point also?
Yes, she will be here, and she'll be in another teacher's classroom. But yeah, she'll be here. So when she starts on Monday, she'll kind of be starting in the next class over. And then when they return to school, she'll be doing and experiencing the same thing that my students are experiencing. So it'll definitely be an interesting thing to see pan out, because I'm, like I said, on both sides. So seeing it as a parent, but I'm also seeing it as the teacher too. So.
And I'm sure, and you had to figure out childcare.
Yes. So luckily their preschool that they go to never closed down. So I was able to utilize that. And my son, who's going to be 3 next month, he goes there full time, luckily. And they actually opened up something called, they call it Club Connect. So she's able to go there and do her virtual learning, and the teachers there will help them log on to their meets and log out, go have their lunch break, and follow their personal daily schedule too. So that's been an expense, but a big help, because there's no way I could do both. I couldn't have her in my classroom or at home with me and trying to effectively teach my students at the same time.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. Are there any big reservations you have about when the campuses do open up?
Just my main concern is just safety, is just ensuring that it is truly safe for myself, for my students to come and be on campus every day. That's just really my big concern, because it's not just, it's me, it's my students, and then it's my family, whatever I'm bringing back to them. Granted, my children are going to daycare, so they are exposed in that sense too, but it's making sure everyone's safe and really cutting down on just exposure to other people, and making sure that we stay in our classroom as much as we can, and just, yeah, everyone's staying safe. I know that I keep saying that, but that is definitely my main concern for coming back into the classroom.
Anything else that you want to say, or that you want people to know just about starting Monday and what this time has been like for you guys?
Just, it's been an adventure for sure. After teaching for this is my 11th year teaching, I've never experienced anything like this. But it's a learning curve, a learning process for everyone. Be patient on Monday morning, because everyone in the whole county is going to be logging on at 7:45. And, I think Broward County might have had issues when they first started having everyone log on. So just patience, know that teachers are planning for technical difficulties to be happening, and that, we're going to get through it and make the best of it.
Is that what time your school day starts?
Yes, we're having them log on starting at 7:45. And then by 8 o'clock, hopefully, all of our children will be logged on, and then we would begin our day.
Okay.
So during that time, we will be doing like our morning meeting and checking in with all the students and all that kind of stuff.
And then you kindergarten, gosh, I just don't even know virtually, like you really got to try to hold those kids' attention.
Yes. Lots of movement, lots of like little brain breaks. A few on YouTube, they have really good brain breaks for them to get up and moving. And just kind of noticing that when they're losing interest, move on, and we'll circle back to it if we need to, but try not, whatever your plan is for the day, plan for things to kind of just got to be flexible and kind of go with the flow, especially with the little ones.
Yeah.